Need high-quality video to promote your event, business, or band? We can help.
We're Pixel Pond, a video production team based in the Pacific Northwest, providing high-quality content to clients across the U.S. and Canada.
Whether you want coverage of your live event to promote for next year, or need a camera and a camera operator for your next big project, we can accommodate projects of all sizes.
Your story is important. Visit pixelpondllc.com or send an email to info@pixelpondllc.com to get started today. We can't wait to work with you.
Parental warning. The following podcast is rated T for teen. Please podcast responsibly.
Coming up on Gamers Week podcast.
Saw Genesis is a 3v1 multiplayer game based on the Saw horror film franchise, described as a twisted new asymmetrical multiplayer horror experience set within the iconic Saw universe.
If I were ever put in that situation where they put the cuffs on my leg, if they put it on my right leg, great, fine. You know what? Chop it off, bam, be done with it. But my left leg has a plate and screws in it. So depending on where I cut, it's not. I would have to pry the plate and yeah, nope.
I'm sure that Jigsaw runs a metal detector over you just to make sure you have a fighting chance of cutting your ankle off.
It's like, oh, sorry about that. Didn't know.
Can we start over?
I'd like to pause the game.
Won't stop barking. Do you hear it?
Yeah. So it's going well.
We're going live.
We'll figure it out and make it work somehow.
How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Please tell me you're not able to hear. Hold on.
T-Ken says, bold move for a podcast going without audio, but I think it could work.
Genius.
Hold on. Breeze.
Simon says we should mime it.
So it's just like, what, 2 hours of dead air?
Marcel Marceau, of course, was a mime, right? Uh-huh. He is only recorded saying one thing on video. That is in the movie, Silent Movie by Mel Brooks. And he picks up the phone and they ask him if he wants to be in the movie. And he says, no.
Just that?
And then he goes, what do you say? He goes, I don't know. I don't speak French.
No.
Can everybody hear Donnie now? We're good?
Yeah, thumbs up if you can hear everybody on the podcast. Ramboski says thumbs up. Okay, let's go. Do this.
Excellent. All right. Well, before something else goes wrong, let's get this night started. Welcome, everyone, to Gamers Week Podcast. Like the name says, we analyze the best, worst, and weirdest headlines of the past week in the video game industry. This is episode 216, and today is Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. My name is Blue Williams, and I will be your host this evening. And guess what? It's a first, everyone. I had such a shitty day, I forgot to make intros for my two fine co-hosts.
Oh, my God.
And I see I'm going to get a lot of sympathy for that shitty day part that should be emphasized.
She's human after all.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think you're just making it up. You were just lazy. I don't believe that is shitty day stuff whatsoever.
Okay. Okay. I am joined by one fine co-host and one asshole. Everyone, please welcome Ryan Payne, a.k.a. the asshole retrogamebrews, and the one and only Donnie G.
That warms my cockles.
And I care so much about your cockles.
One fine co-host and an asshole.
And that's the lineup we're going with tonight.
Yeah.
All right, want to start your own podcast? Maybe about the real housewives of Henry VIII? That juicy 16th century court gossip will have you losing your head. You need a place to host your show. Buzzsprout has a user-friendly interface, great analytics, and resources to help you grow your audience. Just use the link in the description to get a $20 credit when you sign up for a paid plan. I didn't even get a chuckle with that. Nothing?
It was an internal chuckle.
Yeah, we didn't want to interrupt you. I mean, you seem to transition.
Right.
Tough crowd tonight. Tough crowd. All right, let's move on to our reviews, reactions, and requests. First up.
Oh, wait, that wasn't a joke. Oh, my bad. Playing the part.
Colin Squire says, in 2001, I was busy owning ATV Off-Road Fury.
Nice.
Hell yeah, brother.
So you guys making fun of it last week.
I know. I mean, we can make fun of things. I mean, that's the beauty of having a show where it's just us talking and not receiving any feedback instantly.
Yeah. Everybody's got their thing.
Yeah.
So not going to own up to it. It's fine.
Yep.
Next up, Dustin Aran says, can we expect a Masters of the Universe movie review in this week's episode?
Donnie, did you see it?
Do we have time for it? Yes, I did see it.
Donnie is dog sitting, everyone.
Give me a second.
Can you give him an edible or something?
I mean, they do make doggy edibles.
Most things are edible for dogs, yeah, except for chocolate and grapes
And batteries.
And onions.
and batteries. Like
We had a dog once that tried to eat batteries.
holy shit!
It's like I dropped it on the floor and she went up to sniff it, and I thought I didn't worry about it because I thought common sense will tell her it's not food. She went, "Herp," and I was like, no. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. My son is coming upstairs to do something with the dogs.
Can you give us the 60-second review of Masters of the Universe?
60-second review. The movie was fun. It was a solid 8 out of 10. Jared Leto just absolutely nailed Skeletor. There were some jokes that fell flat, but I would say that every single character that they showed from the movie or from the cartoon and action figure line was spot on. Well done. Trapjaw was amazing. Beastman looked fantastic. Skeletor was awesome. It was a great movie. I had fun. I will be watching that over and over again.
So, curiosity-wise,
Sure.
It didn't bother you that Jared Leto didn't have the very Skeletor voice and like
Wanting to do your own thing and put your own spin on it, I completely get that. So not going in there and trying to imitate, I can't remember the voice actor's name for Skeletor, but trying to imitate that, no, I don't fault him or blame him at all for not doing it.
which is funny because like he did that with Joker and everybody hated it. So
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Better he do his own take than try to imitate something else and have it be really bad.
Right. Yeah, and he did. He had the Skeletor laugh. It wasn't like the It was deeper than that. But I think he hit it out of the park.
I Can't See says he was much more sinister.
Yeah, much more sinister, but still hilarious.
All right. And then last up, I'm going to read a letter we received.
Hold on.
we get letters in the mail.
Is this a handwritten letter or a printed letter?
It's printed.
Printed?
Like-
Okay, printed.
Penthouse Forum.
Ooh.
From the desk of Terry Kinnair, founder, president, and chief portal officer of Pwned and Operated Studios, LLC.
Do tell.
It says, Dear Gamers Week podcast, I am so glad that 4.5 years ago, I got COVID and decided to listen to the first 3 episodes in a row while feeling miserable. Somehow post that butterfly flapping its wings, and just $5 a month later, I achieved my lifelong dream of making my own game. That sounds like a pretty sweet deal when you also consider the fun and friends I made along the way. With that in mind, I wanted to bestow upon the fine, or is it gorgeous, hosts of Gamers Week podcast, but mainly Blue, since she tends to like posts more on Discord. This wand. signifying the profound impact your ragtag group of scruffy-looking nerf herders had on the development of The Princess and the Portals. Not only did the Discord help me find my composers and testers, but it provided much-needed support throughout and also some accountability that made me keep working on things even when I was tired. Y'all were there every step of the way, from the prototype of a little mouse shooting portals out of the air to a full 69 level adventure. With my most sincere gratitude, Terry.
Congratulations, Terry.
Yes. Congratulations to Terry on the release this week of his debut game, The Princess and the Portals, which if you are a Playdate owner, you can find it there and highly recommend it. And so he has given us, mostly me, this wand, which I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually engraved even.
I cannot see it.
Yeah, it says The Princess and the Portals support GWP.
Aw.
Awesome.
So now
Love
I can
it.
cast portals and or spells on the two of you whenever you piss me off.
Or you can hit a like on your keyboard.
I was thinking it might have said, do not insert past this point.
Well, the end is flared, but just barely.
Okay.
Nice. So, Terry, it's been awesome too, kind of watching the journey of you putting this all together.
Yeah.
Watching every kind of stage of it. And so just so excited that it's finally released. Heard you got your first sales as well. So congratulations for that. And we hope to see more games is what I'm hoping for.
2 Princess, 2 Portals coming soon.
There you go. Nice.
GoldenEye says, Wingardium Ryan Donioso.
Just lifting us up.
Actually putting you down on your knees.
Nice.
Damn.
All right, let's move on to our patron shoutouts.
All right.
Bow down before the one you serve, I guess. We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon. Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, you know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. Fruitcakes, I hate it when my Schwartz gets twisted. Pickled Pepper, Ducks with Thick Thighs, absolutely the best podcast, a work in progress. Funyuns, the Spotify comment daddy. Bobs and Dugnut, Blues Little Sis, Perler Daddy, Retro Gaming Dev, Retro Blast Pat, B&T Zilla Guy, the slightly annoyed Milkman, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Artie, The Strongest Man, Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Canair, Don't Make Me Pull This Car Over. The best part of waking up is games with coffee. Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, the Let's Play Princess, Lost Shorty, the Pixel Pond family, including Shannon and Luke, and the Skee-Ball Daddy, Zach, aka Old Cluster Nuts, Puzzle Butter, number 1 blue simp get pimp with a pet whip chimp eating a crimp limp shrimp while riding a primp trip blimp. John Barron, Sassasoni, Evie Lust, Cyram, The Adventures of Chibi RGB. Follow Chibi RGB as he enjoys a PBJ after his BBL recovery in NYC. Now available at every Books A Million. Mega Retro Man, Game of Troid, Moradib, Michael. Johnny, what can you make out of this? This? Why, I can make a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl. La kite. If you like what you hear today, we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more. And as a reminder, we're including the link to the GoFundMe for our patron Sheriff Snacks, aka Brandon, who is currently undergoing a battle with cancer. We love him, so please consider helping and sharing, and he is fighting the good fight.
Definitely.
And I like how the Milkman threat level has been downgraded from mad to slightly annoyed. Moving in the right direction, everybody.
Yep.
That's what we call growth.
Progress. Rage subsiding.
All right, let's move on to the headlines.
All right, this headline segment is proudly sponsored by Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things. And right now, they're ranking every movie in the Alien vs. Predator connected universe. This week, they got a trivia question for us. The triple platinum debut album by notorious rap/hip-hop group includes a lyric, "A t-shirt and Levi's is his only disguise," is reference to which member? Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes. Donnie, I know you know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I did inform Zach that there was an excellent chance that you would both know it. And so he says you must say the song, the group, the album, and the member.
Straight Outta Compton. I believe this one is either Gangster Gangster or Straight Outta Compton. It is easy motherfucking E. What else do I got to do?
The group, the band.
Oh, NWA. I can't say what that stands for.
Please give us a sample rapping lyric, if you can, without anything that I have to.
That song, I can't. I don't know.
You don't think so? It can't be
I'm
done?
the little one that they're talking about. Rolled the dice and just crapped out.
Now it's talking about the only one that's the only gangster that's short in size. And I will correct Ryan because he said gangster with the hard
I said
R.
gangsta.
No, you did not. Blue, you can play it back whenever you do the recording.
Gangsta.
He pronounced it gangster.
I believe this one is either gangster.
So I heard an R in
Maybe
there.
that's my Rust Belt accent.
Gangsta. So you are not a true OG, sir.
Oh.
You are not a gangsta having fun.
The funny part is I listened to that song like 2 days ago.
All right. Well, with that settled, let's move on to this week's headlines. Summer Game Fest is over for another year. Geoff Keighley's annual summer showcase was packed with game reveals, new trailers, and fresh updates on upcoming titles. The 2-hour live stream featured more heavy hitters than we can fit into one segment. So here are the highlights. SGF came out swinging. The first announcement of the show was Resident Evil Veronica, a remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica, due out in 2027. This one had been heavily rumored, but it's great to see it finally officially out in the wild. Studio MDHR announced a Cuphead sequel. It's still in the early stages, so we don't know much about it, but we did learn a small team in the studio is working on something completely different. And we got a quick look at it. Mighty Cuphead Adventure. It's a new retro action platformer shooter in the 8-bit style.
Inner Sloth announced Among Us Story On Guard, a new standalone Among Us game. It's a brand new narrative-driven single-player experience set in the Among Us universe. Among Us Story On Guard is planned for release on PC and Nintendo Switch. Not only that, but the Among Us animated series just shadow dropped on Paramount Plus, where all 10 episodes are now available to stream. Star Wars Zero Company saw its debut trailer revealed at SGF. This XCOM-style Star Wars game is a turn-based strategy affair, and the trailer confirmed Anakin Skywalker is in the game. It's due out August 27th.
Saw Genesis is a 3v1 multiplayer game based on the Saw horror film franchise. It's in development at Silent Hill 2 remake studio Bloober Team. Saw Genesis is described as a twisted new asymmetrical multiplayer horror experience set within the iconic Saw universe. 1666 Amsterdam is a dark third-person story-led action-adventure game from one of the original creators of Assassin's Creed and is set for early access on PC this year for console versions planned for a later date. However, the prologue is free to download now on Steam and the Epic Game Store.
Former Call of Duty developers revealed a new single-player story-driven Crossfire game backed by Smilegate. It's got dynamic cover, which fundamentally changes your relationship with the environment and becomes an active skill you need to master. Bandai Namco announced Gundam Rogue Orbit with a flashy teaser trailer. It's fast-paced, high-mobility action game that introduces a brand new timeline in the Gundam saga, where humanity must fight for survival against an unknown threat. It's due out in 2027 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. Platinum Games is working on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. The teaser didn't show us much of anything, but this feels like a match made in heaven.
Yakuza developer RGG Studio brought a new trailer for its next game, Stranger Than Heaven, in what was perhaps the most random moment of SGF. Confirmation that Tupac is in the game. I saw Tupac at McDonald's. Yes, Tupac Shakur. And we finally have a release date, January 15th, 2027. Snoop Dogg, who is also in the game, made an appearance and shared that Death Row Games is still alive, and we'll hear more about what it's working on soon. NetEase brought Blood Message to SGF. It's a cinematic and narrative-driven linear action-adventure currently in development for PC and consoles. Set in the late Tang Dynasty, in 848 AD, players take on the role of a nameless messenger who embarks on a perilous eastward journey to deliver a message that holds the fate of his homeland.
Summer Game Fest closed out with a bang. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is official. and has its debut trailer. The game itself is called Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Director Naoki Hamaguchi took to the stage to say that Revelation is launching simultaneously on all platforms, confirming a release for Xbox Series X and S and Nintendo Switch 2 day one along PC and PlayStation 5, and it's out in spring 2027.
So, what do we think of the lineup in Summer Game Fest this year?
I liked it. I mean, I thought that, when we were talking about some of the previous Summer Game Fests that we've seen and stuff, I always found it sometimes underwhelming. But this one I thought was interesting because it kind of harped on IPs that we're not just doing strictly remakes. We're taking IPs and we're kind of moving them forward, like with the Among Us piece to this. Obviously, Final Fantasy, we're pulling along with it. Saw seems to me like it's a Dead by Daylight, not knockoff, but nonetheless, it's a similar gameplay, a 3v1 horror based. So a lot to like here, depending on what genre you're into. And there was a f***ing Gundam game. So, and it didn't look like a shitty Gundam fighter with PS2 graphics either. So,
no, it looked really good. Even though, like, the whole time they were showing that trailer, I was like, those poor sunflowers in that field where they're fighting. Really sad.
I love that. That's what you were concerned about. It's like the fate of humanity is on the line, but a few sunflowers had to die.
I like sunflowers.
So I heard something about Cuphead that I'm not sure is true or not.
Okay.
Apparently the Cuphead sequel is going to be released on the Genesis.
Genesis?
They did a parody of like those old Genesis ads where like Sonic would pop out of the Genesis and kind of do, wiggle his finger and then go back. And it looks like the game is heavily inspired by the old Sonic Genesis games. And then at the end, they did show a Genesis there with Cuphead like springing out of it. So it would be cool if they did that, but they didn't mention it on the show.
Okay, so what I'm reading is that the 8-bit spin-off titled Mighty Cuphead Adventure, built in original assembly language for the Sega Master System, but will also be compatible with modern platforms and PC. So if you're telling me that this new Mighty Cuphead Adventure will come out in a clamshell case for the Sega Master System with a detailed instruction booklet and inserts, that, my friends, I shit you not. That is the retro revolution that we've been looking for and waiting for. Now, I know homebrew people do this all the time with games for the Genesis, the Master System, the Nintendo, and Super Nintendo. But could we start seeing game companies like this develop new games for older systems? I've said this before. I would heavily invest in that if they were to do that.
The only problem is, you know who they're going to go through, right?
Limited run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they don't.
Unfortunately, it's still really a niche product, and Limited Run seems to be the only company that's really doing it on any sort of scale. So there's not a lot of other choices.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously it's not like, hey, breaking, Limited Run is handling the Cuphead Sega Master System release, but it's probably the most plausible company that would handle it.
Yeah. But I mean, I agree with you. It would be sweet, and maybe we could pick one up later on, not directly through Limited Run, but through some other way of finding one. But yeah, if they did that, that would be really, really cool. That parody teaser with the Genesis, I admit, like, I got a little bit of nostalgia giddies. I was like, oh my God.
The NGs?
The NGs, the nostalgia giddies. It sent me right back to the 90s. It was a great moment.
Now, I could play this game on either my Sega Master System or using my Power Base converter on my Sega Genesis. I'm that big of a nerd.
You and me both, big.
I was saying you're not the only one here.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Not me. I don't know about this Saw game. I really don't.
Like Simon said in here, it's Rube Goldberg, but if Rube Goldberg was evil.
Right.
It looked super twisted, and I don't know exactly how the gameplay is going to look. It looked way more complicated than like a Dead by Daylight killer kind of walks around and chases you around an open field. A lot of traps, obviously, as you would expect from a Saw game. But they really didn't show too much of how the actual gameplay would look. But it looks twisted as hell.
Yeah, I Saw movies actually bother me. I got to be honest. I don't like them. The idea of being put in that position is unnerving to me. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut my foot off, or I'm gonna die here. Like that's no. I don't want my psyche to go through that.
If I were ever put in that situation where they put the cuffs on my leg, if they put it on my right leg, great, fine. You know what? Chop it off, bam, be done with it. But my left leg has a plate and screws in it. So depending on where I cut, it's not. I would have to pry the plate and nope.
I'm sure that Jigsaw runs a metal detector over you just to make sure you have a fighting chance of cutting your ankle off.
It's like, oh, sorry about that. Didn't know.
Can we start over?
I'd like to pause the game.
So, Resident Evil Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as that trailer opened up, you just see the old lady looking directly at the camera and talking to you. And the whole time I'm like, that lady is going to try to kill us at some point. There's just something about her.
Your intuition is good.
Yeah. There's just something about her where I was like, this old lady cannot be trusted. She is a threat to us.
It's kind of like the lady in Baldur's Gate 3. Actually, well, I shouldn't do spoilers, but
it's been out for a while.
We'll just say the hag in Baldur's Gate 3. There's always something like, you're like, that was a weird thing to say there.
The hag. So it seems like they are going through and doing a remake of all of the original older games in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I have no problems with that because so far every single one of them has been an out of the park home run.
Yeah, it's been pretty legit.
Even reluctantly, when I thought they should have left Resident Evil 4 alone, I can admit afterwards that, okay, Capcom is right. They're on a roll. I was wrong. I'll admit it.
When you saw Leon in all of his 4K glory, you're like, oh, okay, they made a good decision.
I'm okay with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey, guys, I'm going to need some alone time and turn the lights off before you leave.
Yes, thank you all for understanding.
So is this the last Final Fantasy remake game? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. They prefaced it with the final battle.
That's right. Yes. Because I remember when when the first one came out, the demo for it, and I was still living in the other side of Tennessee.
That was a long time ago.
I know, right? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, we talked about the controversy of the demo of people thinking it was too hard back in the last show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they took that feedback and made quite a bit of changes to the first game to reflect people who were probably not used to action RPGs and all the things you have to manage in real time versus taking turns. But yeah, that's been a long time.
So they took this game, they took one game, and they split it up into 3 games that cost, I think the first one was what, like $39?
No, it's like
full
I think
price.
it was the full price, $60.
Full price, $69. Okay. The second one, how much did that cost?
Same, full price.
And the third one, how much do you think that's going to cost?
$79.99.
So you're telling me that you, or people, not you, but people have spent close to $200 on a game that came out 28 years ago, that you got all 4 discs in the package. And now for a revamped version of that game, you're paying $200 plus.
Well, I think the usual response replies, you didn't have to buy it, which clearly you didn't.
Clearly I didn't.
Ducks in Disguise says, gotta say the Final Fantasy VII situation does make me laugh. Now watch him do it with 3 games of Emo Cloud. Somehow I feel like there's not enough nostalgia to get 8.
No, I don't think so.
No, definitely not. I can get behind what Capcom has done with the Resident Evil remakes and everything because they're amazing and they bring new content and the environments look amazing and whatnot. But this, where you're taking a game and splitting it up and making it cost for each one the price of a full fucking game. I cannot get behind that. I don't think I'll ever play it.
Well, I think for the first time, Geoff Keighley said something in Summer Game Fest that I actually really agreed with. He said that gamers are looking for original stories, original gameplay, and when they see that, they show up for that. And then he said, we are realizing that not every game needs to be for every person. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening here.
We've only been saying that for the last 15 years.
I know. He said that. I was like, no shit, Sherlock.
He's going through our backlog. That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. Yeah. But I think it was nice because hopefully if Geoff Keighley says it out loud, the developers and publishing houses will actually take it to heart and be like, oh my God, that's what they want. Even though the remakes still sell really well.
Yeah. Well, and it seems like that's what they're doing with a lot of games now, like in the terms of the Tomb Raider game that we just went over last week.
Yep.
If you take some of those games, some of those classic games that were very difficult to play and look at in the N64 and the PlayStation 1 era, and hell, I think even some of the PS2 games, like even Shadow of Colossus, is kind of difficult to play. When they remastered it, it's like, oh, it looks smooth as silk now. And so it's a little bit easier to see. So as long as they keep doing that and hitting home runs in that regard, I can get behind it. The only thing I can't get behind is splitting up one game into 3 separate games and charging full price for each one of them.
They knew what they were doing. It's worked. And the thing is, people love and stream those games all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So it worked. I mean, yeah, they added like a weird cat themed side quest to the first one that nobody was like, yeah, this is a great addition. So glad we did this. Yeah. So there's some weird choices that they've made, but overall the reception has been fantastic. And I agree. Totally stupid. I have not bought it myself, and I love Final Fantasy VII. So
yeah, me too.
I'm with you on that, but I'm in the minority. I'm willing to admit I'm the weirdo in the room in this one.
Well, and Materia Keeper says, to be fair, though, the games are massively expanded, and the first game alone has as much content as the original Final Fantasy VII did, and Rebirth has twice that amount.
It's true.
These were remakes. This was a remake series made for the super duper fans. You guys may be super fans, but you're not super duper fans.
Super duper.
Clearly. And the super duper fans, like Games with Coffee, are very happy.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I'm not yucking your yum. That's my personal opinion. If you like the game, carry on.
You're yucking it a little bit.
Yeah. For myself, not for anybody else's like of the game.
Duck says, can't believe Final Fantasy VII got a part 3 before Half-Life.
Oh, it burns. It burns.
All right, let's move on. Next up for Not E3 month was the Xbox Showcase. The show had a number of big reveals, including the announcement of a return to console exclusives. Here are the highlights. Xbox Game Showcase kicked off with a new trailer for Gears of War E-Day, showing a young Marcus Phoenix in civilian clothing fighting through the streets against the surprise Locust attack. And we have a release date, October 6, 2026. The big news here, though, is Gears of War E-Day is an Xbox console exclusive, which means there's no PlayStation 5 version. That's a massive call from new Xbox boss, Drink. Asher Sharma. Playground's Fable has a new trailer confirming MCU star Hayley Atwell, who plays the main villain Isabel. We also have a firm release date, February 23rd, 2027. The game is also now up for pre-order at all major retailers from $69 and features 3 separate editions for fans to choose from. Notably, those buying the premium and collector's editions will get up to 5 days early access to the game.
That's firm. Halo Campaign Evolved, a faithful yet modernized remake of Halo Combat Evolved's campaign, rebuilt from the ground up, brought a trailer teasing the new story content coming to the game. 3 new missions set 1 year before the events of Halo Combat Evolved are included, complete with space combat. The release date is July 28th, 2026. Persona 4 Revival has a release date, February 18th, 2027, and it's coming day 1 to Game Pass. A full reimagining of the modern classic RPG, Persona 4 Revival features enhanced visuals, improved gameplay, modern aesthetics, and quality of life updates that bring the classic to life like never before.
Xbox Games Showcase saw the announcement of a narrative adventure, Bad Magpie, due out on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox Game Pass, Xbox on PC, and Steam next year. Play as a magpie who, after getting abandoned by her flock, goes on a chaotic quest to collect trinkets in the hopes of winning the affections of a fallen star. Explore a small, densely packed, non-linear open world full of things to peck, steal, combine, and meddle with. Team Ninja announced Three Kingdoms action RPG sequel Wolong 2 Wings of Ember, due out early 2027 as Xbox Series X and X, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox on PC, and Steam is also on day one of Xbox Game Pass. Jesus, that's on a lot of stuff.
From the ashes of the canceled Project Mara, Ninja Theory is back with another Hellblade game, except this one is simply called Senua. From the gameplay reveal, it looks like there's more going on in terms of combat, and it's due out in 2027. Crazy Taxi is back. Sega has a brand new game in the series dubbed World Tour, and it's out in 2027. Helmed by original Crazy Taxi director Kenji Kano, Crazy Taxi World Tour will take players on a high-octane adventure around the globe, Sega said. Crazy Taxi World Tour will be available on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox on PC, Steam, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch 2.
And that was the original Crazy Taxi creator, not the director.
Actually.
Microsoft went hard on nostalgia with the reveal of the Xbox Series X25 Limited Edition, which leans heavily on the original Xbox console. It's due out November 2026, bringing a translucent design to Xbox Series X for the first time. There's an Xbox Wireless Controller X25 Special Edition too. Persona 6 is real, and it's coming day one to Xbox Game Pass. Here's what Atlas had to say about it. Persona 6 brings everything beloved about the series into a bold new story. Whether you've been with the series since the beginning, or this is your very first Persona experience, you belong here.
Spyro's back in Spyro: A Realm Beyond. The new entry from Toys for Bob sees Spyro actually take flight. It's due out spring 2027. And In Exile's Clockwork Revolution has a new trailer and the surprise confirmation that it's an Xbox console exclusive, due out at some point in 2027. Like Gears of War, E-Day, there will be no PS5 version.
So what is not clear to me is whether being a console exclusive means that will also not be on Xbox for PC.
Ooh, that's a good question. Do they consider Xbox for PC to be part of their console library?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait till both of these games come out sometime in 2027, but
Asha Sharma.
Asha Sharma.
She's placating to the fanboys, doing it again.
I guess they looked at their biggest upcoming games and say, what do we already not have contracts in place for?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I believe having game exclusivity for your console it's important because you want to have those particular diehard fans to come in and buy your console and whatnot. But you are missing out on an incredible amount of money if you don't release on other consoles, because not everybody has the money to rush out and buy all these other consoles. Yeah. So it's like the good and the bad there.
Agent Neil says God of War E-Day is available for pre-order on Steam right now. So
there you go. Yeah.
Seems like it will go to PC.
So just not PlayStation.
Did you say God of War? You did say God of War.
I did say God of War. Gears of War.
Man, we are messing up tonight.
Simon Astor says, pander to the fans and your fans will become your marketing arm. He's not wrong. He's definitely not.
Very true. I don't have a current gen Xbox, but maybe I could go get this 25th edition translucent green one. I think that looks so cool.
And it reminds me of the Halo one, the Mountain Dew one that they came out with. Mm-hmm. Wasn't translucent, but it was still like
that kind of green. Yeah.
That looks great.
Doesn't it?
Son of a...
It does.
If you're just listening, you're missing the reluctance on Donnie's face when he looks at it and realizes that he wants it.
It looks tight.
I might have to buy it because Halo is a game that I am super excited for. Halo campaign involved. Take all the old stuff, make it new, add some new elements to it. It's similar to the experience where I was talking to you guys a few weeks ago about Dragon Quest 1 HD 2D remake, right?
Part 3.
right? Part 3, the sequel. And it's the same deal, right? Same game, upgraded graphics, probably better, story elements with the new sections of the game, as well as, quality of life stuff, upgrades. So that might even just be, for me at least, a reason to get this. And it looks super cool. So take my money, please.
Well, Halo Campaign Evolved is not a console exclusive, so you could play it on your PlayStation 5 that you already own.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good point, actually.
You may end up having to do because you just know that the base price of this, if the regular Series X is like $900 or something now, you know that this is going to be like $1,200, and then once the scalpers get a hold of it, forget it.
That's a good point. And I'm sure Asher Sharma is going, shut up, Blue, shut up. He was going to buy one. Shut up.
We almost got him.
Low-key, my favorite game of this Xbox showcase was Bad Magpie, which kind of looks like Untitled Goose Game, but with a magpie.
And I was thinking Stray a little bit, too. There's a little element of Stray in
a
that.
Little bit, because it was so sad. She hops to the cliff and is like chirping after her flock, and they're just leaving her there. And I was like, oh my God. Whatever it takes to help this bird, I'm going to help her.
It's amazing to me that out of a trailer, you got the feels for a game.
I know. Damn it.
No, there have been plenty of games where I think we've had the feels, especially when it comes to pets. Or dogs.
Animal games do scare me.
Yeah.
There's a thin line of where those feels are, and if they're too feely, then I don't want to feel them. But this, because of the Untitled Goose Game type elements to it, I feel like it'll be sad, but then like you can go around and make her happy.
I was never a Gears of War fan, so I can't really say that I'm excited about that. Persona, I've never played a Persona game. Even though I have a couple of them, I think, on the PS2 or what have you. I love Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi, when it came out in the arcade, was hilarious. It was fun. Plus, you got Yeah by The Offspring all the time. I hope that they have a banger soundtrack for this new game. Only problem is I've been seeing it make the rounds on social media about the AI usage, about generative AI. Yeah. And I think they put out the warning that they did use generative AI for this, but it was more so of a placeholder for things. So I don't know how that's going to sit with other people if they say, well, they may or may not be telling the truth. So because it has a little sprinkle of AI, I'm not touching it at all. You might get those people. Yeah. The Salt Bay, just the spritz of AI. I think it remains to be seen, actually, what the gameplay looks like and whether or not they full-on used generative AI to support this game.
I think what'll happen is that there will be a few people who will abstain because there was any sort of tainting of AI use. But I think most people will be excited enough for Crazy Taxi that they'll go back to it regardless. I mean, I read the same thing you did. Supposedly they were placeholder assets that were then replaced. Who knows? I think that seems to be what most game companies are using as their quote unquote excuse when they do have to disclose AI. Oh, it's placeholder stuff, and then we got rid of it. So we'll see. We'll see how it affects sales. And my prediction is it really won't.
Probably not.
I feel like if they're going to do it around the world, they got to do like Crazy Rickshaw and Crazy Jeepney.
Crazy rickshaw, dude. Yeah.
Exactly.
And now he's got the scene in Temple of Doom where Short Round's driving down the alley, hits the rickshaw, picks the guy up. Like,
I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Crazy Tuk Tuk.
Crazy Johnny Taxi. Or Johnny Cab. Sorry, Johnny Cab.
Johnny Cab.
Yeah. All the taxis. We should do that.
All right, and last but not least for the big three, yesterday we got a new Nintendo Direct featuring 50 minutes of news and trailers. Here are the highlights. Nintendo Direct kicked off with a fresh look at Rhythm Heaven Groove, which is due out on Switch on July 2nd, 2026. There are over 80 new rhythm games included, as well as plenty to unlock. Up to 4 players can play in over 30 multiplayer games. Brand new management simulation game One Piece Grand Gourmet is due out October 23rd, 2026 on Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, Steam, App Store, and Google Play. Join the Straw Hat crew to build and manage your very first own charming restaurant. Players will encounter over 400 characters from the One Piece universe, appearing for the first time in a lively pixel art style. Nintendo announced a free update for Pokémon Pokopia in August that will let you explore the world on the ocean floor. There's also paid DLC via an expansion pass available for purchase today. Part 1, Bubbly Basin, is planned for release this August. And we got a new trailer for Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, and finally, a release date September 17, another September game.
The newest title from Ponkel, Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble, Survive-a-Ton, comes to Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. Fight cursed spirits, outscore your rivals, and be the last player standing in this 8-player Survivors Royale. From the creators of Untitled Goose Game comes Big Walk, a cooperative multiplayer adventure about teamwork and talking. Explore at your own pace, hang out, and get lost with your friends. Big Walk launches for Nintendo Switch 2 on August 4th. In addition to Switch 2 versions of the existing Xenoblade Chronicles titles, Nintendo announced a brand new Xenoblade game. It's called Xenoblade Genesis, and it's due out on Switch 2 in 2027. More sports are on the way. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort includes a number of mini-games, including boxing, table tennis, archery, tennis, volleyball, bowling, basketball, golf, and thumb wrestling. It's due out exclusively on Switch 2 on October 22nd.
Final Fantasy Resonance is a brand new HD 2D turn-based RPG from Square Enix due out on Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on October 22nd, 2026. We've got a fresh look at a single-player Splatoon Raiders due out July 23rd. There is a Splatoon Raiders Direct set for June 30th, and we'll learn much more. Kingdom Hearts 4 got its big reveal after years of waiting. There's no release date, unfortunately, but we know it's coming for Nintendo Switch 2. In addition, the complete Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3 comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on October 8th. Nintendo closed out the Direct with confirmation that Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, which is due out at some point in 2026. We got a brief tease showing Link sleeping in his hut. Nintendo promised it will tell us more.
You promised.
Ducks in Disguise says, thumb wrestling, GWP high score, let's go.
Damn it, Ryan. Hold your thumb steady.
A lot of things that I'm not into. I gotta be honest with you. Not yucking anybody else's yum, but rhythm games, no. Kingdom Hearts, no. And I think people would assume that I'm going to be into Splatoon Raiders, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not that excited for this. It's Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, and I don't know if it's enough to make me want to buy Nintendo Switch 2 in order to play it. If it's Splatoon 4, all in. I will buy the console and the physical release game, and I'm going to put quotations here for Nintendo now.
Fair.
Day one. Absolutely.
Day one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So not even into Final Fantasy Resonance?
You know what? That's a good call out. HD 2D, turn-based. It looked interesting. So I'll have to see more, of course, but excitement level is probably a 7 out of 10 on that one. You know, not blowing my socks off, but definitely interested.
More like kind of slowly slipping them off.
Very seductive.
While they're still in your shoe.
Yeah. Oh God, that's fucking annoying.
We went from seductive to the worst feeling possible. Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome. So Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survive-a-Ton. This was a roller coaster of emotions watching this trailer because it's from Ponkel, who does Vampire Survivors. So I was like, yes, I'm in. And then I saw his Battle Royale and I was like, no, I'm out again. And then there is a single player mode as well. I was like, yes, I'm in again. Because I do like Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'm excited for that one. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. I got like zero use out of Nintendo Switch Sports. So I don't need the resort edition of it.
It was fun. We did like for patrons
bowling
and stuff,
league.
bowling league. Kind of fell flat after everybody started getting into the summer and doing their own thing. So
Touching grass. Stupid touching grass.
That's more of a winter type sport.
just like thumb wrestling will be definitely a winter.
Well, it comes out on October 22nd. Maybe if there's interest, we'll do that thumb wrestling league over the winter.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate with that game. Because it was the game right after Link to the Past. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready for a new Link game. But then I was like, what is this? Like, holy crap, the graphics suck. And it's an open world thing. There's nothing telling me where to go. I've said this countless times. I can't stand this game. But now...
just watching our subscriber count just go... Bang, bang.
Yeah. This guy... But now, if it's being remade and it has better graphics, I know now what to do in this particular game, I might find myself playing. However, not going to buy a Switch 2 just for this specific game.
Right. The one thing is also you won't have to do it just with one thumbstick on your left hand.
Exactly. Yeah.
The interesting thing about the Ocarina of Time remake teaser is that in our Teams chat today at work, my coworkers were talking about this reveal. None of them are gamers, but the love of Zelda and the nostalgia for this game runs so deep that a bunch of non-gamers are talking about it at work and how excited they are for it.
That's crazy.
I know. I was just like watching the chat.
Normies.
The normies are talking about it, and I didn't even engage. I just observed neutrally. And I was like, holy shit, this is the last place I expected to hear the Ocarina of Time remake. See, and both Redox and Frank are saying that same thing happened to them at work.
Really?
That's crazy.
Nobody talked about it at my work.
Well, clearly you need a new job.
I had somebody ping me today who's asking me a technical question, and he's like, oh, in much more important news, they're remaking Ocarina of Time.
The normies are so excited. They've heard nothing else for not E3 month, but they've heard about the Ocarina of Time remake.
I'm just curious as to how they would have heard about it. Was it like on the news or something?
Did it come across the TikTok? I don't know.
The TikTok. Was it on? Did Jimmy post it on the Facebook about Ocarina of Time?
That's the best I got.
Last night I saw it on my face.
What else did you see on your face?
I saw your dad on my face.
I used to play that game back in the 1900s. Shut up.
So overall, the past week for not E3, I thought it was fantastic. And I think that's one of the things that I've seen online that everybody seems to agree on is that this was an amazing week of, going back to the Sony State of Play last week, an amazing week of reveals, lots of good stuff, like especially if you're a JRPG fan, holy shit, you're eating good right now. And then while everybody, depending on your personal preference, may have different thoughts about who, quote unquote, won not E3 week or E3 month, there's a lot of really good stuff coming up for us.
Yeah.
Personally, I was most excited for the Sony State of Play last week because I'm not going to be able to do anything else in September with Control Resonant, Phantom Blade Zero, Silent Hill Townfall, Dune Awakening, Onimusha. And I think there was something else as well that got announced. Like those are what I'm super excited about, but there's a lot of other stuff that's really interesting.
Yeah, and Duck said everybody won, good stuff announced at every show. I agree. I think it was, if Summer Games Fest wasn't your thing, the Xbox Showcase might have been. If that wasn't it, Nintendo Direct might have been. So,
yeah, surely there was something somewhere you liked.
It's funny, too, because I think everybody's just done being a fucking curmudgeon about these things, too. I think for the years.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
For years, it was just that was the expectation that, this is going to suck. And then if there was one that, knocked their socks off, great. But I think people have been walking into this maybe with a little less of the, what's the opposite of rose-colored glasses?
Colored
glasses. Yeah. And maybe gaming's back, baby. Gaming's back.
Well,
You got a smudge on the lens there. Then.
I think the curmudgery is never far away.
Oh, it's always at hand.
Yeah.
It is always at
Yeah.
hand.
All right, let's move on to our top 3 new releases.
Solar Punk, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. Solar Punk is a cozy survival game in a technically advanced world of floating islands. Alone or together with your friends, you can construct buildings, grow food, craft gadgets, and hop on your airship to explore distant islands in the sky. Star Seeker Astroneer Expeditions, Early Access. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. From Devolver Digital, join the ESS Star Seeker crew to explore strange new worlds, working together with friends to complete planet-wide objectives before the station journeys onto a new planetary destinations. Collect and unlock powerful tech to help the crew tackle the perils of space. And that's 2 games that you play with friends. Monopoly, Star Wars Heroes versus Villains. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, Switch, and PC. Get ready for a dynamic team-based twist on Monopoly set in the Star Wars galaxy. Choose your favorite heroes or villains, use their unique powers, and battle for control of the galaxy.
So I think I could probably just save us time here.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want any of these games. Donnie, do you want any of these games?
I want nothing to do with any of these.
Ryan, do you want any of these games?
I don't. I want none of these games.
Yeah. And we polled the patrons, and let's see, 3 people would consider Star Seeker, 1 vote for Solar Punk, 1 vote for Monopoly Star Wars, but everyone else says I'd rather wake up with my head sewn to the carpet. So
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet.
the moral of the
I knew you would
story
know it.
this week is go buy The Princess and the Portal on Playdate instead. All right, before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic, family-friendly retro gaming podcast. In each episode, Rob and a guest pick 2 games to play and discuss, as well as news, interviews, and other topics. This week, they want to know, what was the first game you ever purchased with your own money? Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes.
Not 100% sure that this is the case, but I think the first game I ever picked up was Pokemon Blue for the Game Boy.
With your own money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was buying, like, I think I've said this story before, but it was buying a game that I would have gotten made fun of for playing back in the day. So it was like something I had in secret, you know? But I love that
Wear a
game
sweater
so
like
much.
that. I'd get beat up.
I was having a tough time remembering what my first game that I bought with my own money was. It was probably when I was in college, and it was probably something secondhand, some sort of secondhand GameCube or secondhand PlayStation game. Kingdom Hearts, maybe.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Mine would have been something for the Super Nintendo.
I was thought you were just going to say Atari.
Nah, and that was my own money. By that time, the Super Nintendo was out. I had a paper route, and then I turned 15. I started working at Little Caesars, so I was starting to get the money in.
Mm-hmm.
And
That Little Caesars money.
Yep, that dough coming in. I would have purchased. I do remember purchasing 1 or 2 Super Nintendo games, not at full price, and this was probably closer to the end of the Super Nintendo. Well, not really the end of the life cycle, but getting around that time where you could go into a Kmart, a Venture, a Target, or a Walmart and pick up a brand new sealed game for like $15 or $9 or something like that.
Out of curiosity, how much was your starting salary at Little Caesars?
Well, minimum wage back then was $4.25 an hour.
So that was $4.25.
Yep.
Ah, man, that's crazy. My first job, I think, was $5.15 an hour.
I think mine was $5.15 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Blue, when did you start working? Like what?
High
Did
school.
you have a job when you were 15 or 16?
Late 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Like the paper route. No, the paper route. I remember getting like, we have to come by and collect, and it was a certain amount for the month, and they would give me a tip. So I
Just the
think
tip?
like just the tip. Just the tip.
Hey, kid, don't eat yellow snow.
Yes, slam. So I'd get money for the tips and whatnot. It was a decent amount because I think I had like 50 something houses that I would deliver to or something like that. So if they each one gave you a couple bucks, $5, that's you're rolling in the dough or something. So
social media killed the paperboy.
Yes, it did.
And now it's time for the very important poll.
All right, this every month we post our VIP or very important poll, and if you'd like to participate, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at GamersWeekPC. This month's question is: Nintendo Switch 2 has officially been out 1 full year. Do you think its first year was a success, or so far has it fallen flat? Leading the charge was yes, it was a success with 42% of the vote. In second place was no, it's been disappointing with 36% of the vote, and a few of us just didn't know what to put, so we put, it's complicated at 22%. So let's look at some of the comments from the poll. Danger Present says, fastest selling console in history. The unwarranted hate towards Nintendo by the PC dungeon dwellers is the new level of pettiness. Sheriff Snack says, not enough blockbuster exclusives. Where are Mario, Zelda, and Animal Crossing? Ocarina of Time remake is great, but a year in and you're missing your flagship franchises. Music Gamer 460 said, I think the first year has been a success. Took everything I loved about the OG Switch and made it better. Pigeonfish says, I guess commercially they've been doing all right, but Nintendo could old yeller their fans' pets, and most said fans would still buy it. Multiplats still run better elsewhere. I feel like the game keycards are a disaster as well. I could understand them being only for the games that won't fit in on a cartridge, but nobody's using them for that. And last up, Terry Baca says, it's complicated, but I have really enjoyed it, as is just wanted a souped up Switch. This has helped me revisit my favorite Switch games and finally play a few backlog titles I had not gotten to before. But it will go for longer periods of time between getting used due to the lack of exclusives. So, taking a look at these three, what did you guys vote for? Yes, no, or it's complicated?
I think it was an unnecessary console. You rushed to have this thing because you wanted all of these games that people are playing on the Xbox, on PC, on the PS5. Hey, you can now play those on your Switch too. So come on and buy our console. Why the fuck would I do that? I already have a PS5. I already have an Xbox. So I don't need to go and buy your console just to play this game. Nintendo, for the longest time, has been in the backseat as far as I'm concerned, because once the PlayStation came out, it was more adult. PlayStation and Xbox, they were way more adult than what Nintendo was doing. So I've kind of stuck in that particular realm. But I will say that Nintendo is doing things now, like the Duskbloods game with the Bloodborne game that they have coming out. That's an adult game, but it's really, I don't see the need to buy a Switch 2.
This segment is brought to you by Old Man Shaking Fist at Cloud. See, I will say, because the original Switch came out in 2017, so I don't know if I would say that they rushed to put out the Switch 2.
Yeah, rushed. Okay, yeah. I didn't mean rushed. It's an unnecessary move, in my opinion.
What I find interesting in the market for the Nintendo Switch 2 is that if you look at like how Nintendo has operated for the past 20 plus years, right? GameCube doesn't do as well as the N64, so there was a lull of people hopping on the Nintendo bandwagon. Gimmick console, the Wii comes out, people jump on it because it's a new gaming experience, right? So all the normies flock back to Nintendo. Wii U comes out, nobody cares, nobody buys it. Everybody thinks it's just an upgrade to the Wii. I don't need that, I've already got a Wii. Switch comes out, new gimmick, you can plug it in and take it on the go all in one, right? And By the way, we decided to port over every fucking game on the Wii U because we know you didn't play it there and are not planning to pick one up.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes out, and this feels like it's another lull console for them. Even though if you look at fastest selling console in history, they've had, Mario Kart World Tour is like 14 million units sold. Donkey Kong Bonanza did really well. So if you look at the numbers, it's definitely doing okay. Like Nintendo's not going to die as a result of that. But no, I don't think it has the same excitement for the console as the Switch or the Wii did, or the ones that did really, really successful, because people don't have necessarily a reason to purchase it. And it wasn't enough of a change. I mean, let's be honest with you. Switch 2 is just a Switch Pro. In every other console, so if Xbox released this or PlayStation released this is what it would be. It would be a Switch Pro. And basically it would be like, oh, it's a Switch Pro, but it only plays Switch Pro games, right? Mm-hmm. That's basically what it feels like, at least from an observer on the outside. And I don't see people necessarily clamoring for the Switch 2, like I saw with the excitement for the Switch and the Wii. Are you telling me the Switch 2 doesn't play Switch games?
It does.
Or it does. Yeah. Okay. All right.
When it was my turn, eventually I was going to say this. One of the really great things that I've appreciated about the experience is that Nintendo unlocked your entire back library for you. So you had plenty to play.
They didn't have to remake the games. They didn't have to pull a Wii U to Switch. Right.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But essentially that's what it is. It's an upgrade. It's a Switch Pro. And what I mean is, though, that there are some games on it that are exclusive to Switch 2, right? So it's kind of like when you bought this Sega CD. There were Sega CD games on it. There were Sega CD 32 games on it. So depending on, if you wanted to play those games specifically, you would have had to buy the equipment. Yeah, the 32X, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do think it's interesting because, as Danger Present says, this is the fastest selling console in history. So whether or not you think it was a necessary upgrade or whether or not you think there's anything special about the Switch 2 and it's just a Switch Pro, clearly none of that matters because the demand was there and it was there right away, despite the difficulties with the pre-order situation, despite pre-release rage over the higher price. The demand was there and people wanted it. But looking at the poll, and it's pretty close to an even split between people who think it was a success and people who think it was disappointment. And I think it depends, what did you want from the Switch 2 when you bought it? If you wanted just something a little more powerful, something that was capable of playing multi-platform games on the go for you, then you probably love it. If you're a fan of Pokémon Pokopia and Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World, then you probably love it. If you are more along the lines of Sheriff Snacks and honestly me personally, where those exclusives that we've gotten so far, they're not my jam. Really disappointed in Mario Kart. And I know lots of people still love it. Like you said, 14 million units. But for me, it was just too big of a departure from what I really wanted from Mario Kart. Mm-hmm. I am glad that I got one, in the sense that I got one before the most recent price hikes. But if I'm being honest, I don't use it a ton because there's just nothing on there that I really need to play that's not already on my Switch. Even though I think they did a lot of things right, and I do believe that Nintendo, being the hyper planners that they are, they've got a roadmap ahead of them that's going to eventually have some titles that will show that the Switch 2 is extremely worth it. But if you're asking me in this first year, am I really super glad that I rushed out and got one? Nah, not really.
I'm not the one that's going to be handing over my money to Nintendo. So I am not their target demographic. You guys obviously are, and more power to you. If the Switch 2 is great and it's bringing you a lot of joy, enjoy it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Do not pay any attention to what I'm saying. Enjoy it.
Well, I think that's the beauty of having multiple consoles and multiple ways to play, is that you don't have to be forced into that. So that's one thing that I fear when Xbox goes down, having one less. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? If Xbox goes down, it takes away one more option for gamers. And so do I think Nintendo will always be there? Is that one that goes against the grain. Absolutely. And I love 90% of what Nintendo does. I just don't see personally for me that the upgrade to the Switch 2 is a necessity at this point. So I'll save my money. I'll play my Switch because actually, I'll be honest with you, it probably gets the most action in this house. Innuendo intended.
Did you say it was Nintended?
I should have said that, but I didn't. By all accounts, I think if you're talking about just the question itself, do you think the first year was a success? The answer is yes. By most metrics.
I'm going to say no, because it's such a divisive question. The fact that it's divisive, I think, goes to tell you pretty much everything you need to know.
How about no?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to episode 216 of Gamers Week Podcast. And a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Palm Production Company, and Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. If you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast, where we will record live every Wednesday at 8:30 Central Time. Email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com. Or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. And last but not least, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/GamersWeek. Finally, since you made it all the way to the end of this episode, please leave us a rating and a review to let us know how we did. We really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice.
Well, thank you guys as well for stopping by here on our Twitch stream. We always appreciate everybody. Love the banter this week. I think we got a lot of good debate going on here with our questions. So maybe this is something we should do more often. Pick really divisive topics.
I don't mind it.
That won't backfire at all.
Yeah. Do you prefer regular or double stuffed Oreos?
Regular.
You don't prefer double stuffed?
No, because it upsets the ratio of cookie to stuff.
You eat the cookie and the stuff together?
Yes.
You don't separate them out and eat the cream and then eat the cookie?
How is that? You don't eat the cookie? Did you hear that? The inflection in his voice?
He was possessed by Adam Sandler for a moment there. Please disregard.
You won't peel it apart and eat the cream and the cookie.
That's decent. Well done.
Look, we don't kink shame and we don't Oreo shame.
Don't Oreo shame. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Again, we always appreciate the people that stop in and provide us with the with the great interactions and banter that we have regarding our topics. I know we always don't agree on everything, and that's the beauty of this world. Because if we agreed on everything and we had the same opinion, then everything would suck. So,
AKA, please don't unsubscribe.
Yeah. We will see you back here. Monday night we have an uncut, and then next Wednesday we will be back for episode 217. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good Wednesday, a good weekend, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what consoles have done over time is like you have the X.
I think they wait until you talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they want to tell you what they think of the Switch too.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut, patrons with benefits. This is the unscripted, patron-only bonus cast with less editing and more dirty jokes. We don't know where the conversation will go, but we're sure it will be weird.
This fish just went right on my nipple, and I'm just like,
I Google Street Fighter 6. The first search result that comes up is people think they can see Ryu's dick in the Street Fighter 6 reveal.
Listen up here, kids. You're not going to want to get one of those VD-STDs things, right? Make it fall off. When you go, grab a pro. You'll be doing it for America.
that was perfect.
If you want to hear weekly episodes of our patron-only bonus cast, join us at patreon.com/gamersweek.